Hi, I'm Klaus Meine.
I'm Roshenko.
And I'm Matthias Jabs from the Scorpions.
You're watching TVK Masaito's Rock City. Check out our new album, Sting in the Tail.
さあ、スコーピオンズのインタビューを見ていただきましょう。これは彼らの出身地ハノーファーでね、取材してきたものです。さあ、解散するということで、発表されたニューアルバムね、サソリ団とどめの一撃、本当にいいアルバムなんですけども、今日は新しいビデオも届いていますからご紹介しますが、この彼らの40年近い歴史をメンバーに振り返っていただきました。初めての日本公演もありますよね。そして80年のスーパーロックもあります。それから1989年のロシア公演もありました。私も全部スコーピオンズとね、局面では一緒にいろんな場所に立ち会っていたわけですが、さあスコーピオンズにさまざまなことを語っていただきました。
Yeah, it started in 1979 in the US when we were supporting AC/DC, who was special guest for, at the time, a big star, Ted Nugent, who sold out all the big venues, which gave us the opportunity to really have a great start in the American market. And then we came back with the album, that was with Laugh Drive, and in 1980, when we released Animal Magnetism, we had already the opportunity to be the special guest, and the opening band, it was again with Ted Nugent being the headliner, the opening band was called Def Leppard. So that was the first time when a band that later on would become extremely big was supporting us. And we became friends, you know, we spent like 6 months on the road together. And the previous tour, by the way, was still with Bon Scott in 1979, so we got to know him as well from AC/DC. And then in 1982, when we started out supporting Rainbow, who were also a big band at the time with Richie Blackmore, Ronnie James Dio, we fortunately, since Blackout became such a success, had the opportunity after just a couple of weeks to become headliners ourselves. And then the support band was Iron Maiden, again a band that made it very big afterwards. And so we toured again, like for at least half a year on the Blackout tour, and first time headlining status. And then in 1984, the support band was Bon Jovi, when we started our American leg of the tour with Love at First Sting, the release, and that was the most successful tour until then. And Bon Jovi started out basically from scratch, from nothing, but they learned very fast. And the manager always said, Doc Mickey, our manager, or their manager said, you know, you can't, after the show, can't go to the tour bus and hang with the girls. You have to wait at the soundboard and watch the Scorpions, because there's a lot to learn. And they did, and we are still friends today.
This was the first heavy metal festival in Japan.
That was the first time where we could see that Bon Jovi learned a lot, because it was on TV, and we could see Johnny is doing an amazing job. Yeah. He was really good doing
the songs in Japanese. Remember?
Yeah.
But Anvil, wasn't Anvil playing
Anvil
as
also,
well?
of course.
And there's just this movie that came out.
Yeah.
You saw it? Yeah.
I saw it too.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was
You must be
interesting.
Cool.
I mean, it was
So,
depressing a little bit.
At least one band didn't make it, really, you know. But I remember also on this tour we played in Fukuoka.
Earthquake.
And there was a big earthquake, and we were all having a party on 20th floor, and all of a sudden an earthquake hit Fukuoka, and the whole building was shaking, and everybody, David Coverdale, the whole bands, everybody was on the way down, and but by the time we get in the lobby, our friends there from the reception, they were just laughing at us and saying, everything is cool, why are you so excited, you know? But up there on top, the building was shaking. We were all totally shocked.
And 1 week later, we had an earthquake in Alaska, 6.4. I think this in Fukuoka was 5.7, yeah.
I was sitting with Tico, the drummer from Bon Jovi, in my room, and we were drinking whiskey, and all of a sudden, the lamp on the small table started moving. went, is it us? Is it the whiskey? Or is it an earthquake? And then we went to the door and to look outside, and the bands were all on the same floor, the 20th or whatever it was. And everybody had the sign out, don't disturb. And those signs, they moved all together, like 50 of those signs moved this way with, oh, this is really an earthquake. And we went back into the room, and then it was over. So I didn't even have time to go down.
Well, before we touched down in Moscow, we boarded the Magic Bus, the plane that came from America with Bon Jovi, Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue, Skid Row. We boarded that plane in London, and then we all went together to Moscow, and there was a big press conference at the airport, and Ozzy was wearing funny costumes, you know, and we had a great time. There were lots of rockers, Motorrad gang rockers that were in front of the Ukrainer hotel and screaming Ozzy and Scorpions, and it was a total crazy scene, and the whole Moscow was like it was like a rock and roll invasion, you know. And when we played the Olympic Stadium, the Lenin Stadium, it was the first time that there was a rock and roll show, a rock show in the capital of the Soviet Union, and it was an amazing moment. And when we played, the soldiers were throwing their jackets in the air and their caps, Red Army soldiers, and the audience went just nuts. And we had the feeling the world was changing in front of us, and it was like the really strong feeling the Cold War would be over.